Welcome to my new classroom. We have a new student sitting above me. Now, it's not exactly a classroom, is it? But it is a place where you can learn a lot. It's not new. It's quite old, actually. It's a very ancient forest near where I grew up, some bushland. The view over here, I'm looking down to a large broadwater, a large lake as well. Now, I call it a classroom. I see it as a classroom because it's a place where you can learn. It's a place where you can learn about nature. The species, the varieties of trees, the animals, the insects, the rocks, the lichen, the moss, the leaves. You can touch them, you can break sticks, you can climb up and down rock faces. It's a playground, and it's a place where you can learn about nature. You can observe the weather, you can feel the weather much easier in a place like this. And it is an important part of our history, of our culture. It's what shaped our values, our interactions with the landscape, with nature. They made us who we are. Of course, there have been other characteristics that have come into Australia from elsewhere, but they have all been shaped by the unique environment and landscape here in Australia. And for that reason, I encourage a lot of clients, a lot of students to get out into the bush. For some, it's not quite easy. It's not very easy, but it's easy to get into a park at least. Or it's easy to get out into nature once a month, perhaps. Nevertheless, it should always be something that you're conscious of. Only because, what he said, only because it's the beginning of what we now know as modern Australia, the bush, the landscape. There's so many things you can see here. There's so many experiences you can have. It's healthy. It's clean. We do have a lot of natural landscapes, a lot of natural bush and forests left in Australia. And that's the amazing thing. Everyone who comes to Australia, the first thing they know about it is the landscape. The last thing they remember is the landscape. It's all about nature. Nature and the animals. We should say the animals too. Because you're not going to have, you can't have nature without the animals anyway. Now, the trees are going to be a little bit more obvious, the trees and the rocks. I think he's talking to me. I don't know what he's saying though. But it's something that we all share to this day, no matter where you've come from. We can all share, we can all appreciate, we can all enjoy these kinds of spaces. Yeah, they're talking to each other. I can hear them across the valley. There's another one down there. And there's another over there. See, this is part of experiencing. It's part of learning. This bird's not talking to me. It can't speak English. It's talking to the other cockatoos across the valley. But these spaces, these are places that are welcoming to anyone. There's no religion out here. There's no belief system. It's just pure nature. It is what it is. And that's why I think it's something that we should also recognize as something we can gather around as a group of people living in Australia from many different countries, from many different backgrounds. Something that we can gather around and find common ground on, a bridge to cross the divide between many people, is the great outdoors, is an understanding of the natural landscape and an appreciation of just how great it is in Australia. And then secondly, using it as a classroom to understand, or at least imagine, what it must have been like for people living in the past. How they would have felt when seeing these landscapes. Because for me, it was quite easy today. I drive up here and I walk around the top of this mountain. It's quite convenient. But I could imagine people in the past coming to a place like this. It would have been quite daunting. It would have been a big trip. It would have been much more challenging, much more of an adventure. And perhaps that's why you see these places. People are not visiting them as much these days. Perhaps it is too easy. It doesn't seem special enough. Anyway, I'm trying to change that, and I'm trying to bring my clients along and get them out into nature and start observing, start recognizing and reflecting on what makes Australia just so great.